you like chips, check this out. You know, I love chips. So these are kind of, I used to love sour cream and onion chips. You know what I mean? And along the way, I started paying attention to the ingredients. And this is what I noticed. You notice the first thing, you got the vegetable oil and the canola oil, which are both heavily processed. And I learned that these oils, I learned how they're made, and then also I learned that it leads to weight gain. So I started trying to avoid them. But then you notice right here the natural flavors. Natural flavors isn't even natural, it's actually a chemical, and they're intentionally designed to make us want to keep on eating. So it leads to weight gain, because when these chemicals or these natural flavor chemicals are floating around in us, it make us want to just keep on eating past these chips. So it's something to think about. And then, you know, you got other things like the monosodium glutamate, you know what I mean? The gum acacia, what that is. So what I did along the way, because when I was first on my weight loss journey, we was actually like living in the project. And so I would go to the corner store and get chips. And so I made the switch to just the plain Janes, you know? And so this is an example of a step in a better direction. And I actually started losing weight just making the switch from like the powdered chips to the plain Janes. Now, if you notice in the ingredients, you still got the vegetable oil and the canola oil. But when I made this switch from those type of chips to these type of chips, I started losing weight. Another thing to note though, you see it's also just the salt. Anytime you see the word salt in the ingredient, that's specifying that it uses the iodized table salt, which is heavily processed. And that also actually leads to inflammation and weight gain. But like I said, that's a step in a better direction if you're going to the corner store or whatever like that, just to make a switch that'll help you out. But then also along the way, you know, I started making switches to something like this. This is even better. And notice in the ingredients, you got the avocado oil, potatoes, and sea salt. Notice how it specifies sea salt as opposed to just salt. This is natural sea salt. So when I made the switch from those type of chips to these type of chips, which is a step in an even better direction, I went to losing even more weight. My name is Jabez, man. I lost 100 pounds. This is me in 2014. But I did it still eating the food that I like to eat. The thing is, I had to learn how to choose the right versions of the food that I like to eat. I was still eating cookies, cakes, bread, pasta, all that. I wrote Life Matters, so Let's Eat Like It to explain how I did it. We've actually helped thousands of people lose weight with this book. It doesn't have to be hard to lose the weight you want to lose. We just got to get more intentional and become more aware. If you want to grab a copy of the book, feel free. We're actually doing an amazing deal day sale right now. And I got our website link underneath my profile picture. Prayers up, blessings up.